Hello? I know I'm not crazy. Somebody is watching me right now. Where are you, you son of a bitch? I know you can hear me. Show yourself! Wahoo! What the fuck? So hang on. You're a friendly crocodile?
Oi, cunt!
Hey, no need to snap at me, good sir.
Who do you think you are coming to my lake and polluting my home without a good bloody explanation?
Look, I was disappointed with the game, so I came here to cry about it. What more do you want?
I'll give you something to cry about, Cobber, and I'm not playing no games. How do you expect me to raise me young'uns here if the lake is filled with your trash?
Well, if I had something good to play for once, then maybe
So it's a good game you want to play, huh? Well then, why don't you try this on for size?
Croc too? You must be dreaming.
Now shove off, or I'll roast you.
I get that reference.
Fuck off!
Look, I promise I'm not insane, alright? At least, not yet anyway. The game opens to a cutscene of this scientist gobbo stumbling upon a fucking satanic resurrection of Baron Dante until he's captured by some Dantinis. In other news, Croc is playing on the beach with some gobbos in complete silence. Until he discovers a message in a bottle containing an image of his own paw print. So he's flung into the atmosphere and the game begins. Right off the bat, I can already notice some big changes. For starters, the game now includes a hub area to explore with various gobbos to converse with and ultimately help out. They tell us our objective and then we transition into a level. I'm noticing the controls don't feel as stiff as last time, but for whatever reason, we've lost the ability to use fine movement to line Croc up correctly. In the first game we could pivot on the spot, sidestep, and most importantly flip 180 degrees. I didn't mention it last time, but that ability was the saving grace for all those harder platforming sections. But we don't have that here, and with the lack of any camera control, even wide open, safe spaces in the first level can be a challenge. My first 5 crystals of the game, ladies and gentlemen. What a first impression. Since we've got actual hit points now, crystals are used as currency. Any you collect are added to your credit card and can be used to buy various items at Swap Meet Pete's store. Man, this got complicated real fucking quick. I mean, it's just a collectathon with mostly linear levels. Why do we need all this junk? We can purchase extra hit points, jelly jumps to bounce Croc up to high places, and these robot gobbos, which just run down a track to collect a bunch of bullshit. Assuming you can even get to the end of a track before its batteries die out. These items only grant you access to the extended collectibles, being coloured crystals again, all coloured correctly this time, thank you, but even though none of it is required to get through the levels, it's still annoying reaching the end only to find out you needed one of these items to clean sweep. So that's how the items and collectibles work in this game, and quite honestly, it's all unnecessary fluff. Why do we need to complicate things so much? Is the game that void of substance? If this first level is anything to go off, I can tell this experience is going to be quite different in comparison to the first game. Gone are the short little sections in exchange for expansive levels. Even though that draw distance is short, it just proves how much nicer a location can be to play through if it actually feels like a location. And any times we need to load up a cave or somewhere else within a level, it's instant. The structure of the levels themselves, like I mentioned, is more akin to a linear collectathon than a linear platformer. With the more open spaces, the game doesn't actually feel all that bad to control, but I can't help but shake the feeling that this decision was made in some lazy attempt to make the awkward control scheme work instead of refining it and making it better. But that first level wasn't too bad, so let's check out the next one. Level 2 has us travelling on these little mine carts to different sections of this cave looking for treasure. Really? A minecart? Legend of the Gobbies had no vehicle levels, and now second level in, I have to ride this thing around? It moves so fast, I barely have time to react if I want to collect anything, and the rest of this level just makes me look like a dumbass. You guys should know by now how much I hate looking at a dark screen. Well, how do you think this makes me feel? I was only just praising how much better the levels look and feel in comparison to the first game, only to be given this. I know caves are supposed to be dark, but this is just overboard. Whatever, let's move on to level 3. Best the Dantinis in a boat race. Is this a joke? Well, it's not funny regardless. 2 of the first 3 levels involve some kind of vehicle. Were they that spent after the first game that they just had no ideas? I know vehicle levels can help split up the gameplay somewhat and can in a lot of cases be some of the most memorable parts of a game. But this... look how fucking desperate this is! Most of the time I can't even see the other races, and despite pissing about trying to collect all the crystals, I still managed to win without even trying. And to think I bitched about Smokey and the Bandicoot. This here is so much worse. The normal levels are perfectly fine on their own, we don't need this garbage. Once you complete the 5 levels and boss within a village, you get to fight the true boss of that area and advance to the next. Up first is Cannon Boat Keith, and... what's going on here? Huh, that's strange. We're supposed to get a cutscene, but nothing is happening. Alright, well, let's try that again. even loading? Is it frozen? I mean, I've seen cutscenes glitch up and freeze before, but this loaded a static location from the cutscene that is supposed to play here. I've never heard of that happening before. Oh well, I guess we've got to cheat. Again. Luckily we can jump straight to the next area, the snow area. First level in, I must say, this is easily one of the best levels I've played so far out of both games. I mean, the draw distance and skybox make me feel like I'm going blind, but in general, it's a fairly pretty level with some of the best snow music I've ever heard. This is an exception to the rest of the soundtrack, however. While some songs return from the first game, the soundtrack is far more generic this time around, with some incredibly repetitive and boring tracks. And with every level being much more open, we actually get to hear these tracks for an extended period of time, which only hurts them because they don't enhance their respective levels. But like I said, there are exceptions. I just wish this level wasn't cursed with these god-awful rope swings. Ugh. I don't know what it is with these bitches. Either I jump off and land short of the platform, or I fair fly over the fucking things. Very rarely can I get Croc to land perfectly, and I'm normally so stunned, I freak out and safety jump getting myself killed anyway. And unfortunately, the rest of this area is massively underwhelming. We've got the lava cave, which is a gauntlet of annoying platforming challenges, a maze-like level where all you have to do is follow a damn train, and then all of a sudden, I'm riding balls around in the snow trying to snake down these narrow pathways, again, reminding me of Wrath of Cortex. Then Croc has to drop ice cubes down from a hot air balloon to freeze a giant fish. I can't believe the scenario I just described. And now I'm hang gliding. Fuck you, you little green prick. A beautifully serene and gorgeous level wasted on this. Once we finish up here, it's time for the moment of truth. Will the Snow Village boss load correctly? The answer is yes, but we don't even get to fight him. Instead, we're just throwing ice cubes into these lava pits to trap him and move on to the next area, the Caveman village. So, we're getting 2 jungle-themed areas? Great! One thing this game does do better over its predecessor is making each of the boss fights feel unique. They're not good, but they are unique. Most of them don't actually involve fighting the enemy, but they're at least memorable in comparison to the jokes we faced last time. This Caveman area is so awful though. The first 2 levels have us going into the jungle and then into a mine to find race car wheels, which, yes, means we have to ride the minecart again. Only this time, you fly off the sides and have to start the entire level over again because there are no checkpoints. Seriously, I got so close to the end of this level filled with challenging jumps and these fucking rope swings, collected all of the race car wheels, made one tiny mistake, had to backtrack through the entire empty level again just to get another try, only to make it one jump further and fucking die again. Game over. Sorry I can't react that quickly because there is a giant wall of black across the entire screen. Not that it even matters. Apparently, I was allowed to keep those race car wheels despite never finishing the level and getting a game over. Well, aren't I a lucky boy? Because there was no way I was going back into that mine. And now that I have the race car wheels, it's time for the go-kart level. Fuck this. It's so slow, so stiff, and again, everyone just buggers off and leaves me to myself, so that I can give out about the fact that when you drive through this river, the game slows way down because it can't handle how epic this is. Oh, please. I can't take much more of these awful vehicles in these boring, repetitive environments, listening to the same 20-second ditty I've been hearing on loop since I got here, all for collectibles I couldn't give a toss about, just to fight some pre-tendo bosses and advance to the next area. Which isn't even finished! The fourth village only contains 2 levels. One has you climb a waterfall and the other is in a marketplace rescuing 30 gobbo babies. You have to search high and low for these little bastards and take them back to one of the 4 playpens. Why can't I just collect them? Why do I have to painstakingly pick up and carry every single one miles and miles away? The level right before this had me saving gobbos from a bushfire. I didn't have to carry all 50 of them back to some designated point, so why do I have to do it here? Not to mention this art design is so lifeless. Everything is brown, grey and pitch black as far as the eye can see. Which isn't far. This is so dark, I'm prepared to say Croc actually looked better split up into short sections, embracing the system's limitations instead of trying to fight against them. And all to the tune of the worst song in the game. Just this. For 15 minutes. The first time I did it, because I was killed trying to jump up onto a ledge and had to start the entire thing over again, carrying 30 fucking babies over to their fucking cribs in fucking darkness to this fucking music. Fuck! I can't take much more of this! And to think, I didn't even collect all the coloured crystals while I was in there. I've failed to mention so far, but collecting all of the coloured crystals in a level works much like it did in the first game. Collecting them all grants you access to a golden gobbo statue, but you don't just get the statue, of course not. Sometimes you do, but other times you'll abruptly get transported to a bonus area. If you fail to secure the statue while you're in there, not only are you kicked back out to the main level, but you can't attempt that stage again unless you exit the level and go all the way back through again, just for another shot at these fucking rope swings. Collecting all of the statues in a village opens up a secret level where you can collect a jiggy, just like last time. But you can see why I didn't bother wasting my time with this shit, because, as is the story of this game, it's just another simple concept made way more convoluted and frustrating than it needs to be. So imagine my face when I randomly unlocked one of these levels without any of the golden statues in that area. Let's check it out. It's just a giant, confusing fucking maze to that fucking music! Okay! I'm ready for the final boss. Well, where do I even start with this? Croc finds a plane that Professor Gobshite was building at the start of the game. Apparently somebody has moved it from the jungle up into the top of a pyramid. The game just brushes over that one, so I will too. So now we're flying around shooting at Dante, who appears to be gripping on tight to a frosted knob? I don't know, it's absolutely depressing. We then have to make our way through another puzzle gauntlet and climb this tower before the slime consumes us. I feel like I've seen this a million times by this point, and I probably have. We reach the top, drain out the mighty goo while Croc has a fucking fit, and then it's back to Dante. Like all the other bosses, we don't actually attack him. Instead, we have to defend the Professor Gobbo while he prepares the coloured crystals. Dante literally forms minions out of piles of shit for this finale. Really no better image to sum up this experience than that. The time twister malfunctions or whatever, and Dante is history. Croc and the Professor fly the plane to an island somewhere to find Croc's long-lost parents. See, that was the entire point of this game, finding his parents. I didn't feel like mentioning that because I was shocked to learn that part myself. If you have even less respect for your time on this earth than I do, you can make the effort to go through collecting all of the golden gobbies and jigsaw pieces to unlock a 5th secret world much like the first game, but I wouldn't recommend it. All of the levels are just harder variants of everything you've already played through, all to save some dumb crocodile eggs. What I'm more interested in is seeing if that slack cannonboat Keith has decided to show up for work now that I've beaten the game. No. What a fucking crock! For starters, even though I do prefer the original game's platforming gameplay, in comparison to this running through hallways style, this game proves that having levels feel like actual levels, instead of a bunch of tech demo sets randomly pieced together, can be really important to get right. The extra space we have to move around takes some displeasure off the controls, but most of everything else is definitely worse. The overabundance of mediocre vehicles aren't enjoyable and take away from any good the actual levels can do. Most of the music is a lot more generic than the original game's soundtrack, and we're forced to listen to it so much more. While the visuals are still good and even gorgeous at times, having multiple jungle maps of green and brown, and then still having a lot of underground areas which are grey and pitch black, most of the game fails to be very appealing. Bosses are better than they were before, but they're still not good bosses, and even though collectibles make more sense this time around, the hoops you have to jump through to clean sweep this game are just annoying, to the point where it's even less rewarding going through all of this for 100% than it was in Legend of the Gobbos. Croc 2 gets 4 out of 10.
G'day, Cobber. Why the long face?
That's my gimmick! Yeah, real fucking funny, you piece of shit. No wonder you're laughing. Giving me this piece of shit to torture myself with. You make me sick, you know that?
How fucking pathetic. Is that the best you've got? Come on, I like my meals salty.
Hey, I'm sick of being treated like a goddamn puppet. Play this garbage. Play this filth. Are you having fucking fun yet? Do you want to kill yourself? Well, yes, because all I do is play these appalling, atrocious, sickly, horrendous fucking games for the entertainment of all you bloody reptiles, so excuse me if I'm a tad fucking salty. Wait. What did you say about a meal?